look at the best of Bond, past and present. Catch an action-packed 1-hour special, The World of James Bond, tonight at 7 Eastern, 6 Central on Fox. 7-0 game. Eagles leading at the vet. 5-2 Rams, 4-3 Eagles. He comes out throwing, swings it out to Waters. Stiff arm the would-be tackler, shoved out of bounds to the 25. He just shoved aside linebacker Carlos Jenkins.
If Ricky Waters can keep his head together, he is one of the best in the NFL without a doubt. I mean, that is the potential that they brought him here for. And it's unfortunate, as you talked about earlier, Tom, what happened to him in the beginning of the season with the alligator arm and the comments he made after the game. You know, talking to Ricky yesterday, he's back in his form now. He's had a couple good games. He's ready to roll.
Waters takes a handoff this time. Not much room on a second down carry. Kevin Carter, the first man to meet him. You know, we saw Waters give the stiff arm to Carlos Jenkins. Bear in mind, Ricky Waters weighs 220 pounds. Carlos Jenkins goes at 217, a linebacker. So don't be so shocked when you see Waters do that to people.
Well, Waters, you know, that's why people said last year, is this guy a West Coast offense type of back? And for all intents and purposes, he really wasn't. He's the type of back, a power back, a running back is what he is. He'll run you over and run away from you.
3rd and 3. Rams hoping for a stop to give it back. Ball tipped, but it floats to Waters. First down reception to the 35. Roman Pfeiffer on the coverage, but Waters able to haul it in. Waters, number 2 in the NFL. Yards from scrimmage, closing in now on 900.
Watch Barrett Brooks, 76, the rookie. He's working there on the outside. You know, that's one of the reasons when they've got protection like that, even though he got some help that time by the tight end, when their protection is that good, that lets Rodney Peete get this West Coast thing going. The Rams have got to get their front four going inside, use some stunts, and try to get some heat on it.
Peete again in the air underneath to Rob Carpenter. He's out close to the 45, and depending on the spot, it could be another first down, or maybe about a foot short. Clock running at 2:35. And now they'll stop it for a measurement to see if Carpenter was able to lean far enough for a first down. They'll move the chains.
We were talking to Ray Rhodes yesterday. He said there is no way this team is anywhere near where we need to be the running, you know, the running West Coast offense style that we had out in San Francisco. Is that we don't have the talent all the way, and I can't go through those relaxed, easy practices that Bill Walsh and Seifert take the team through. And we got to strap it up every now and then. We got to do some full contact stuff.
Waters in motion, and Peete again to throw, in trouble. And he breaks from the pack and is close to another Philadelphia first down. Jimmy Jones able to finally catch up with Rodney Peete. He doesn't have the scrambling ability of Randall Cunningham, but then again, who does? We're down to the 2-minute warning, and Philadelphia in St. Louis territory, leading by 7.
That's Jackie Slater right there. Dan Radakovich, the offensive line coach, trying to get things together, doing that mixing and matching. You know, talking to some of the guys, talking to, you know, the guys about Jackie Slater being involved in the offensive line now. Wayne Gandy said they have no idea. The Rams organization does not realize what a positive influence he is. Just having a guy there that's played, been to the Pro Bowl, and he knows every single pass like he's seen it before.
Back to the ground. Waters dodging tacklers, trying to get back to the line of scrimmage, and not even close. A loss of close to 5. DeMarco Farr, along with Toby Wright, in on the tackle. Well, we remind you, coming up on the Dockers halftime, JB, Terry, Howie, and Jimmy will have all the scores from around the NFL, plus Buster Mathis Jr. We'll talk about his November 4th Rumble with Iron Mike Tyson, which, of course, can be seen right here on Fox Sports. That's all coming up on the Dockers halftime. Second down. Peete Finds Ed West as tight end, who leans inside the 40. Philadelphia 3 timeouts left to use here in the first half, and now they will spend their first. So a pair left for Rodney Peete and company, trying to add to this 7-0 lead. Now they'll talk things over with Ray Rhodes. Back at Veterans Stadium in Philadelphia, 7-0 Eagles lead. Ball just inside the Rams 40. Rodney Peete and company facing a 3rd and 6. 4 receivers have checked in. Joining Williams and Carpenter, Kelvin Martin and Chris T. Jones, a rookie out of Miami. He finds his target, Calvin Williams, first down to the 32. Coverage and tackle by Anthony Parker. Clock continues to roll, and now Philadelphia spends its second timeout of the half. The Eagles have 1 left, 1:06 to play in the first half.
Lots been said about the West Coast offense and the timing, the rhythm. It's a rhythm offense. Everything has to be done on rhythm. And whenever Rodney Peete hits the 3rd step of his drop, if that ball isn't out, usually something bad happens. That's what they teach it on. John Gruden, the offensive coordinator, 31 years old. That's how he runs this thing. That's how they ran it out in San Francisco. And that's what frustrates a defense, because they always get those little 4-yard passes, those little 1-yard dink routes. And what they want the defense to do is suck up on the run and suck up on those passes. Now they can go downtown. And we've seen some of that today.
Well, you mentioned Rodney Peete had to leave the game last week against the Giants in the second quarter with a concussion. Today, Ron Fitz, he's hit on 10 of 14 for 120 yards. A touchdown. He's also been intercepted.
Well, we said they had to turn up that passing game. It wasn't just a run. They're going to see an 8-man front from the Rams.
First and 10. Peete again to throw. Far side to Waters, who dropped it.
That's the one thing that'll bring the people in Philadelphia down on Ricky Waters. And that's the one fault that he has. I think that's the only fault he has. Ricky is such a high-strung guy, very intense. He loses his concentration so much. Now, he wants to make every play a touchdown, every run a 100-yard run. The guy is just like that. Remember, we asked him yesterday, have you always been this intense, Ricky? He said, yeah. He said, during the Super Bowl, I was in a frame of mind. My parents couldn't talk to me. Nobody could talk to me. That's just the way he is.
10th play of the drive. Waters has dropped a couple of Rodney Peete passes so far. Second and 10. Here comes a blitz. Peete had it batted down. After he went to throw the ball, it is ruled an incomplete pass, and the pressure applied by the strong safety Gerald McBurrows, a rookie out of Kansas.
They're coming in on the blitz on the inside. McBurrows, 23, right there. He applies the pressure. That makes Rodney step up, but Rodney realizes he's getting ready to throw a bad throw and tries to pull that trigger. Not too many guys can pull that trigger when you go that far. McBurrows stepping in, very useful in that nickel package of the Rams.
3rd and 10 for the Eagles at the Rams 32. Set up the screen, and it was nearly intercepted by DeMarco Farr. They were looking for Ricky Waters.
Yeah, DeMarco Farr, he got a hand on that ball. DeMarco Farr is going to be right inside. He's going to come through here as the pressure comes, but watch the way he gets a hand up at the last minute, right there. Boy, that's a good play. There's a wrestling fanatic right there, DeMarco Farr. One time he sent in 60 box tops of cereal at 83 just so he could get a meeting with Hulk Hogan. That's a lot of money.
4th down and 10, and the Eagles are going. And Peete throws wide open receiver is Calvin Williams inside the 15. Clock running. Down to 42 seconds.
Rodney tried to get...
Oh, now he got the timeout.
What he wanted to do was get everybody... He wanted to get everybody on the line and run a clock play. Just throw the ball down and stop it. So they wouldn't have to burn a timeout here, but he couldn't get it communicated.
Well, the Eagles are now out of timeouts.
Now, that's a big play now. You know, there's still 15 yards out, and he's absolutely right. They needed that timeout.
Brian Fitz, being a former defensive back in the NFL, on a 4th down and 10, how does a wide receiver get that wide open?
4th down and 10, you're going to sit on the marker as a defense. You're not going to go and line up any deeper than the marker. Now Williams is going to work down inside. He's going to end up in this part of the field. That's where the marker is. You see, he just does that little stop right there. It was man-to-man coverage, which is dangerous because, you know, man-to-man coverage, the way they were playing it inside, one guy loses his man, it's a quick throw. You're better off going zone, I think, and make the quarterback guess and gamble a little bit. He's not sure where the help is going to come from.
See what the Eagles have done on this drive. A 1st and 10 at the 15, and the Eagles out of timeout. Pump fake to the end zone. And Carpenter and Pete, a little miscommunication.
That's great coverage by Todd Light. Todd Light has come around in the past year here, I think, as a corner in the NFL. The rap on him coming out was that he didn't have good technique, and he didn't want to learn the technique. Well, he's gone to camp, and that's been his focus, and he's proven people wrong. He's turned out to be a premier NFL corner by all means.
Light, a former #1 pick, 5th overall in the '91 draft out of Notre Dame. Has an interception today, 3 on the year, 2nd and 10 for the Eagles, and Waters in motion. Here comes a blitz. And Williams looking for a flag, and it comes in late. Wow.
Wow, that's late. That's real late.
Todd Light may be the offender.
Illegal contact, number 35, defense, 5-yard penalty, automatic 1st down.
Yeah, that wasn't Light. That was Keith Lyle they got that time.
Very late flag. Well, they'll spot it at the 10. First down and goal for the Eagles. Philadelphia out of timeouts. 33 seconds left until halftime. Philadelphia trying to add to a 7-0 lead. Reception by Carpenter. Stays on his feet. Gets down to the 2. And again, the Eagles out of timeout. They have to get to the line of scrimmage.
He's got to clock it. He's got to throw it down. He's got time.
Well, Pete looking everything over. And he'll just spike the ball. And the clock comes to a halt. 15 seconds left in the first half.
Boy, that was called sitting on the goal line and making a hit. That's what you got to do down here. Teams don't play much man-to-man, bump and run on the goal line anymore. They sit back in zones and wait on your quarterback to make a mistake.
What an impressive drive this has to be for head coach Ray Rhodes. His team did close to nothing offensively last week. So now Pete brings him to the line of scrimmage. Ball at the 3. 3rd and goal to the end zone up top. And it's overthrown. He had an eye on Rob Carpenter.
There is so much pressure on the quarterback at this end of the field. When you spread out your defense, he doesn't have any color to throw to. Quarterback's just looking color running free, and there's no color running free. All I saw was blue and yellow standing on that end line.
So the Eagles march all the way down to the Ram 3 and are forced into a field goal try for one of the best in the league, Gary Anderson. Tom Hutton, the holder. Ball spotted at the 10. It'll be a 20-yard field goal try, and Anderson is through. So with 8 seconds to play here in the second quarter, it's a 10-0 Philadelphia lead, and 2 big surprising points today here, Ronnie. A, the fact that Philadelphia has passed the ball so well. You talked about that at the open. They needed to be able to get the ball in the air because the Rams would try and stop the run. Then on the other side of the equation, Rich Brooks' team has been unable to protect the quarterback.
Well, the worst part about that for the Rams now is that they line up in an 8-man front to stop the run. But we see Gardner rip off a big run. Waters comes back with a big run. You know, you got a problem if you put an 8-man in the box and you're still not stopping the run. Also, they're throwing the football. Nobody has ever said that the Eagles were a great vertical passing team, yet they're getting the ball downfield. And the Rams have tried to start the running game. They've got Jerome Bettis going like we had hoped to, but we saw the big pass play to Bruce fail. So I kind of think inside, if they can't get that big one to Isaac Bruce, they may be like, oh, well, now what are we going to do? Because really, let's face it,